This case involves a deeply disturbing intersection of animal neglect and severe child endangerment. It unfolded in the quiet community of Honea Path, South Carolina. The individuals at the center of this investigation are identified as Kayla Renard and Nicholas Foley. They are the parents of the infant involved. The primary subject of concern was their 8-month-old infant child. The child was found living in conditions described by authorities as horrific. The discovery was triggered by a welfare check. This check was specifically requested by the Department of Social Services, acting on concerns about the child's safety. The date of this critical discovery and the subsequent arrests was Monday, May 19th. This date marks the moment the extent of the situation came to light. Give a like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Police officers responded to the residents following the DSS request. They were there to investigate concerns regarding an unsafe environment for the child. Upon entering the home, officers were immediately confronted with severe conditions. The environment was described as profoundly unsafe and unsanitary. The residence was found to be heavily infested. Numerous animals were living within the confines of the home. A count revealed a significant number of animals present. At least 47 animals were documented inside the property. The types of animals found were varied. They included dogs, cats, raccoons, rabbits, and chickens, all cohabiting in the squalor. Animal feces and waste were not confined to one area. They were found spread throughout the entire residence, covering floors and surfaces. Perhaps one of the most disturbing discoveries was made in the bathroom. A decomposing goat carcass was found inside the bathtub. Beyond the living animals, deceased animals were also present. Several dead animals were found on the property, adding to the grim scene. The official response was led by Police Chief Christopher Miller. He heads the Honea Path Police Department. Chief Miller provided a stark statement regarding the scene. He stated that in his more than 30 years of service, he had never encountered such a horrific situation. Chief Miller specifically highlighted the overwhelming unsanitary conditions. He also noted the sheer number of animals crammed into the small space. A particularly unsettling observation concerned the parents' demeanor. According to Chief Miller, they showed no emotion during the investigation and their subsequent arrest. The parents were described as simply sitting there. They appeared calm, exhibiting no discernible emotion or facial expressions. Miller noted the parents did not seem upset. They showed no distress about their baby being taken into protective custody. Their lack of reaction to the discovery of the conditions was also noted. It appeared they were unfazed by the state of their home and the removal of their child. Amidst the chaos and filth, the 8-month-old infant was assessed. The child was found to be in relatively good condition, a fact that surprised investigators given the environment. Chief Miller confirmed the child's status. He stated clearly that the child was okay. Due to the immediate and severe nature of the endangerment, action was swift. The infant was immediately placed with a relative for safety and care. Assistance was crucial in handling the animal aspect of the case. Dr. Kim Sanders from PAWS, Anderson County PAWS, provided this vital support. PAWS was called in to assist with the removal of the animals. The situation was deemed alarming, requiring professional intervention. A significant number of live animals were rescued by PAWS. 41 animals were successfully removed from the property. The rescued animals included 25 dogs, 3 cats, 5 raccoons, 6 chickens, and 2 rabbits. These were the survivors of the neglect. Tragically, 6 deceased animals were found on the property. Their bodies were discovered in various locations. Adding to the list of grim findings was a dead baby goat. Its body was found contained within a Tupperware bin in the kitchen area. The condition of the rescued animals was dire. They were severely dehydrated upon removal. Many were covered in feces, a testament to the pervasive waste in the home. The majority of the animals were also extremely emaciated. The sensory experience inside the home was overwhelming. The smell was described as intense and sickening. The odor was so strong it caused physical reactions. It caused eye irritation, likely from high levels of ammonia fumes from accumulated waste. The conditions inside the home were not merely unpleasant. They represented a profound failure of care, for both the animals and the child. The presence of so many animals, living and dead, in such close proximity to an infant highlights the severity. It speaks to a complete breakdown of basic hygiene and welfare standards. The decomposing goat in the bathtub is a detail that underscores the level of neglect. It suggests a total disregard for sanitation and health. The deceased animals found on the property indicate a pattern of neglect leading to death. This wasn't an isolated incident of poor conditions. The state of the rescued animals confirms the long-term suffering they endured. Dehydration, emaciation, and being covered in waste are signs of prolonged deprivation. The raccoons and chickens living inside the home with domestic animals and an infant present significant health risks. This uncontrolled environment is a breeding ground for disease. The sheer number of animals overwhelmed the space. This overcrowding contributed directly to the unsanitary conditions and the spread of waste. The parents' reported lack of emotion is particularly disturbing. It raises questions about their awareness or concern regarding the situation and its impact. Their calm demeanor in the face of losing their child and having their living conditions exposed is unsettling. It suggests a detachment from the reality of the situation. The fact that the infant was found in relatively good condition is remarkable. It speaks to the resilience of the child despite the hazardous environment. However, relatively good does not mean unharmed or unaffected. The potential long-term health and developmental impacts of living in such conditions are significant. The immediate placement with a relative was a critical step. It removed the child from immediate danger and provided a safer environment. The involvement of DSS highlights the systemic concerns that led to the welfare check. It indicates that there were prior reasons for concern about the child's well-being. The police response was necessary to confirm the severity of the situation. Their findings provided the basis for legal action and intervention. The assistance from PAWS was essential for the humane removal and care of the animals. Animal welfare was as compromised as child welfare in this case. The description of the smell causing eye irritation paints a vivid picture. It conveys the toxic nature of the air inside the residence. This case serves as a stark reminder of how animal neglect and child neglect can tragically overlap. The same conditions that harmed animals can severely endanger children. The presence of both live and dead animals, along with pervasive waste, created a biohazard. This environment posed immediate health risks to everyone inside, especially the vulnerable infant. The discovery of the dead baby goat in a kitchen container is particularly grim. It suggests a casual disregard for death and decay within the living space. The emaciated state of the rescued animals indicates starvation or severe malnutrition. They were clearly not receiving adequate food or water. Being covered in feces suggests they were confined to areas saturated with waste. This leads to skin infections and other health problems. The dehydration points to a lack of access to clean drinking water. Animals were likely forced to drink contaminated water or had no access at all. The variety of species living together in such conditions is unnatural and stressful for the animals. It also increases the risk of disease transmission. The case underscores the importance of welfare checks initiated by social services. Without this intervention, the situation might have continued with potentially tragic consequences. The police chief's reaction emphasizes the extreme nature of this specific case. It stood out even to an experienced officer who has likely seen many difficult situations. The lack of emotion from the parents is a detail that investigators often note in cases of severe neglect. It can be indicative of various psychological factors. This incident highlights the need for vigilance within communities. Neighbors or concerned individuals noticing signs of neglect should report them to the appropriate authorities. Animal rescue organizations like PAWS play a critical role in these situations. They provide the expertise and resources needed to handle large-scale animal removals and care. The legal consequences for the parents reflect the seriousness of the charges. Child endangerment and animal cruelty are severe offenses. Cases like this are challenging for first responders and investigators. The emotional toll of witnessing such conditions is significant. The documentation of the scene is crucial for legal proceedings. Every detail, from the number of animals to the state of the home, serves as evidence. Training materials for social services and law enforcement can use cases like this. They illustrate the signs of severe neglect and the procedures for intervention. Sharing information about such cases, while sensitive, can raise public awareness. It can educate people about the signs of neglect and the importance of reporting. The long-term recovery for the rescued animals will require significant effort. Rehabilitation from severe neglect is a lengthy process. The infant's future well-being depends on the stability and care provided by the relative. Support services may be necessary to ensure a safe and nurturing environment. This case serves as a stark reminder that neglect can take many forms. It can impact the most vulnerable members of society, both human and animal. The conditions found in this Honea Path home were not merely poor living standards, they were actively harmful and life-threatening. The investigation into this case continues. The focus remains on ensuring the safety of the child and the welfare of the rescued animals. The community of Honea Path is left grappling with the reality of what occurred. Such discoveries can deeply affect a small town. The legal process will determine the accountability of the parents. The evidence collected paints a clear picture of severe neglect. This case stands as a disturbing example of the consequences when basic needs and safety are completely disregarded. It is a call to action for vigilance and intervention.